Hello everyone, my name is Faraz and I'm working as a solution manager for real-time motion graphics. With me, Marcus. So he is a seasoned motion graphics artist. It's wrong to say motion graphics, real-time motion graphics artist because he used Unreal Engine and motion design for everything. Even the openers, bumpers, stingers that you are seeing in between this show is designed by Marcus. So at the end of the session, if you have any question, Marcus will talk about his workflows and all that stuff. If you have any question specifically regarding the motion graphics, real-time motion graphics, you can ask Marcus.
Can I have anything?
All right. So without further ado, I believe Raf already explained what Lino is in a nutshell, but I would like to give you a practical walkthrough of it. When we say Lino, you already know that it is a platform, not a single product basically. So it is based on the content creation tool, a control application, Reality Hub, and hardware platform, which is Evo 2. All of these three components merge together and becomes Lino. I would like to start with the content creation part first, right? So some of you might have some experience with Unreal Engine, but it's okay. If you don't know anything about Unreal Engine, you don't have to, because motion design is the mode which is inside Unreal Engine, but you don't have to understand the technicalities of it, right? So technicalities of a gaming engine, basically. You don't have to write a script, you don't have to make blueprint. If you are coming from conventional motion graphics background, if you are able to use Photoshop, or maybe After Effects, you can get started with it, right? So let me give you a quick walkthrough. With motion design mode, you can create some few things like this, a conventional lower third, right? Add multiple tracks. With the help of basic keyframes, you can animate anything. At the same time, you are seeing that right here, we have a bunch of some procedural 2D geometry tools, right? So what you can do, you can design anything that you want, and these are non-destructive procedural geometry tools, so you can merge them together and come up with the complex shapes. On the right side, you can see that there is a very intuitive, hierarchical, outline of the object that resides right here. This is timeline, I already talked about it. There is a material designer by which you can come up with different kinds of material without getting or connecting nodes together. It's just like Photoshop, adding layers, adding alphas and mattes, and even you can animate them later. Right here, if you are coming from conventional CG background, when I say CG, it means overlay graphics. You can see that in motion design, we have transitional logic as well. So, and I found it more intuitive than any other CG engine. So you can define multiple layers if you want right here. And you can see that my graphics is on layer 1. You can come up with layer 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So on each channel, you can stake 1, 2, 3, or many layers on top of each other, right? I want to give you another example of it. So maybe this one. It is more full screen graphics. So let me play. You can see right here, it's a rendered background that I'm using as a video image sequence on the background, and on top, you have this graphics with the text and image. You can expose these with the help of remote control preset, and you will get access of these exposed properties in Reality Hub on the fly. Another example that I want to show you, that not only the on-air graphics or these kind of full screen graphics, but also let me find that one. So video wall. So we already talk about that Lino is for video wall as well. So you can design your graphics in custom resolutions as well. Right now, let me check what resolution I'm using is 2880 by 1152. You can output it and you can project it on top of your LED. So these kind of workflows are already there. Another good example, maybe I come up with this like in a couple of some minutes. So AR. Let me filter. Yeah, this one. So Marcus, I come up with this like in couple of some minutes. There are no lights. I just want to show you. And there are no keyframes on top of it. It is all animators and they are loopable. You don't need any kind of timeline to animate these stuff. So the possibilities are there. Your creativity is only the limit. Once you create all of these content right here in motion design, yes, now we are talking about the control side of Lino. The user interface that you are seeing right now is Reality Hub, which is HTML5 based control application, not only for Lino, but also for virtual production. We are using this application, this control application for the past 4 or 5 years. So this is the new motion design module that we added to control motion design, basically, specifically. It wasn't there in the conventional Reality Hub, but now it is there. What you are seeing right now, let me enable this. It's a preview monitor. It's advanced preview monitor. You can monitor preview and program channels right here. Let me show you a few things. Let's make it small so you can see. All of the exposed templates are there. You can create rundowns out of them. Once you create any selected item in your rundown, you can see exposed properties from there. For instance, let me show you. If I click on this take in, you can see that my graphics is in the preview channel right now. If I want, I can change this data. Maybe I can type 0 here, and maybe I can type a density is already there, Ferrari. Instead of Ferrari, I would like to type ZD 50. Let's make it 60. Driver's image. Let me select one from there, from the asset browser. And for the logo, I'm going to select my logo right from there. Maybe ZD logo, right? All of these changes are dynamically in front of you in the preview channel. If you are good with it, you can take it on here in the program. That's how it works. It's straightforward, it's conventional, it's easy to understand. You have some visual aids as well. So for instance, if you want to see which channel is on here, which layer is on here, or you can say that which rundown item is on here, you can see it right there. It is highlighted in red. And the same rundown item is in preview right now. If you want, you can take it out, even from preview. You can take another graphics in, like this. You can take it out. And for each graphics, you can change the data, you can change the numbers. Whatever you expose from motion design, you can control it right there. You can even swap the channels if you want. All of these things on top of it, there are some filters I would like to show you. Maybe 15 to 20 pages in this range are visible right there. In future, we will be adding these in separate sections, basically. So you can create your own filters and add them in a separate location or separate window, basically. Because what we want to control both virtual production and on-air graphics and motion graphics right from single control application. So an operator can trigger on-air graphics, lower thirds, and all that stuff. At the same time, he would be able to trigger augmented reality graphics as well. So the motion design module is new, but Reality Hub is already there. It's a battle-tested control application that comes with the user management module. It's already there. Launcher module to control multiple engines remotely. Node graph and action module, which comes with the form builder. You can drag and drop different kinds of components. You can create your own forms like this. It comes with the data integration tools. So you can integrate your Excel, CSV, Access files, databases or spreadsheets with it, with your graphics. Also, you can get JSON data or from any REST API. Also, it comes with the action timeline, so you can automate your task from there. You can, if you want, you can animate your stuff, or you can reanimate your already animated objects in Unreal, basically, right? So all of these things on top of it, the MOS integration with known NRCS systems like ENPS, Octopus, is already there. iNews is already there. So it will become end-to-end motion graphics, virtual production graphics, augmented reality graphics solution very soon. So let's talk.
So let's start.
Yes, I'm very excited. So
I'm seeing this for the first time too. So
really,
pretty. This backgrounds. But from a creative standpoint, it's so easy to deliver those stuff to you and not having to think about all.
Actually, behind the scene, that you were doing the same. So you designed something for the rendered graphics. You shared with me, and me and my team is already utilizing those assets in augmented reality and Onion graphics at the same time.
That's also cool. I'm working on a car, and I see this car driving inside the studio inside. It's like, what the heck is going on here?
So that's how we are managing all of those stuff, and it's amazing to see that how the things are connected with each other using Unreal Engine and our ecosystem, basically.
Yeah, there's really a shift in working in 3D space. For my profession, normally you're working in Blender or in 3ds Max or whatever 3D program you like, and you have to wait for renders, and you have to each time the viewport is lagging and that kind of stuff. But since I'm working in Unreal, I can't go back to that software because it's so much easier to see what you're working on, how your lighting is working, how your motion is. If you have like 1,000 particles or 1,000 whatever in your screen, it's still playing effortless. And if you do that with MoGraph and Cinema 4D, which is great, don't get me wrong, it looks great. But when you want to start rendering or you have to deliver to a client, there comes a point that the deadlining is there, and you have to upload it to a render farm because it's too big to render yourself, and then you have to wait a night and you get it back and it's wrong. And now it's like, okay, I've created it, I send it to you. You say, Marcus, can you adjust this? And it's like instant.
Yeah, you provide us with some kind of stinger and bugs, and it is just one file. We drag it inside the motion design, and then we change the text multiple times. So you don't have to render multiple videos with alpha for us.
But same with the car, for example. If I want to change the color of the car, I want to change the driver inside of it. It's not only applied to like 2D elements. I can also change like 3D objects real time, or like in the motion design,
Exactly.
Or just people who know Cinema 4D, but you have this clone now where you clone objects on top of an object. That's also possible now with motion design. You can say, okay, I have this ball, and I want to have like 1,000 balls or 1,000 grass plants on it. Easy peasy, and still playing in real time.
If you guys have any questions, so it's your time. So you can type them in the chat, and if there is something related with the motion design specifically and pre-production and post-production graphics, Marcus is there. Rest of the things I can take care.
Yeah, because I think in 5.0, but they released the last release with Lumen and Nanite and all motion design, all the new stuff they're inventing over there at Epic. It's amazing. It's working out of the box.
Yeah, it is amazing to see without knowing any kind of the gaming engine logic and complexity. You can come up with your own things. Yeah.
I think when you first open Unreal Engine, it's like, whoa, where the hell do I have to find my tools? But when you just filter out the stuff you don't need, like the blueprints and all that kind of stuff, it's like working in a normal 3D program with your layering stuff, with your timeline, with your keyframing. But the only difference is it's real time.
It's real time.
So kudos for Epic, because and for you guys with this connection to all this stuff, because again for broadcasting this is next level.
Exactly. So our design tool should design only. That's what we believe.
Sure.
And the rest of the things we are taking care of it.
Yeah.
So compositing pipeline, video I/O, media streaming, rundowns, playlist items, MOS integration, automation, data integration. This is something that we are good at, basically. And that's what we are doing with motion design as well. We support all the fonts,
Oh, beautiful.
right-handed, left-handed, Hindi, Urdu, Arabic, Spanish, Turkish, English, whatever, until unless Unreal Engine support it. So there is no limit to use the font because a gaming engine supports all of the fonts, I believe, because it's a gaming engine used globally in multiple languages, basically. So if you have any concern regarding fonts, I must say that we support all.
Yeah, because in motion design, it's like almost a 2D interface on top of your 3D Unreal Engine space.
Yeah.
You can lay out your text, any font you want, like we're working in Illustrator. It's like putting the font there, putting in your interlinears,
And
everything is possible.
also,
And on top of that, you can extrude those texts and bevel them and move around them in real time, which you can't do in Illustrator. But
yeah, let me open a project and I want to show some tools on top of it. It is completely coming from Unreal Engine, by the way, but it's worth to mention that SVG actors are already there, so you can import SVG paths directly from Illustrator and even in multiple layers, and you can animate them.
color you apply.
Yes, the same color that you define in Illustrator, you can get the same colors inside Motion Design. And another thing that regarding the font, because since morning most of the people are asking this, that so fonts are there now with Motion Design. You can see and you can apply all the fonts even from the Windows directory directly. So if you want to select, you don't have to import that font. Once you select the font, you like it and you want to keep it, you can import it in your project. That's the only thing that you need to do.
Yeah.
On top of it, I always forget it. You have a mechanism to export. It's a kind of an offline version control system, Marcus, right?
Yeah.
So it is not equivalent of GitHub or Perforce, but it is intuitive. So if I want to give a file to you, there is a .spak format and I can export that file, you can import it. When I change my file, right, if you are on the same network, you can pull those changes directly. But if you are not on the same network, I can send you the file and you can always download the changes only.
Yeah.
You don't have to download the whole 1 GB, 2 GB database.
Or migrate your whole project to another project.
Exactly.
So time consuming.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. I think we're so clear. Nobody has questions.
Oh, yes. Congratulations.
Yes. Let's see. What else can we highlight?
Yeah, there are so many things, but I believe that those will be a little bit overwhelming. I want to talk about the layering system. So there are multiple channels. So each channel may have multiple layers of graphics with the help of transition logic. So it's a very intuitive user interface. It looks a bit overwhelming at first glance, but trust me, it is very easy to understand. So what is the current state of your graphics? If you want to push another graphics on top of it, you need to decide what you need to do with the first graphics. So you can decide it right there. For those who understand Unreal Engine, it's a kind of a state machine.
No,
that is already, you remember in the character thing?
Normally you have to, when your characters walk.
Yeah, exactly. Link one state to another state with the wireframe and all that stuff. So it's already there. And you can define multiple layers, by the way. You can set all the layers right from there. And I can come up with infinite number of layers on one channel. So one graphics on top of another graphics and another graphics. It's quite easy. Yeah. Bugs, bumpers, stickers, and at the same time on a screen on one channel, basically.
We haven't talked about audio yet.
Yeah, you can. You already tried it.
Example where you showed us.
So SDI embedded audio, we tested with the Blackmagic Decklink 8K Pro, and it is working absolutely fine in our studio. We did a lot of different kinds of tests, basically. So this is one example. I can share my screen.
This is a bit like Touch Designer.
It is responsive, and you can control pitch, volume, and anything.
Color, yeah. When I saw this, I was like, what the heck?
So it looks good in lit.
Yeah. Because that's something in Touch Designer you don't have, this really cool real-time lighting stuff.
And if you are coming from Unreal Engine background, you you heard about the Niagara. These are the Niagara particles basically on the back end. So you are controlling Niagara particle with this user interface. So you don't have to connect the nodes and define all.
You don't have to know. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You just say, okay, I want this object, just move it and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is my timeline. I import audio and I can do my stuff, and the sky's the limit, guys.
Yeah.
You were talking about the touch designer, your experience with that.
Yeah, with touch design, you can also create great graphics or real-time stuff, and you can port that into Unreal Engine, apply it to like a plane, to materials. You can use the as a lighting source to drop colors on a set or whatever, and it's all interconnected, and it's easy to set up. There are plugins for it, so people who use the touch design, I want to use it in Unreal Engine. No problem. And then now with audio, with motion design included, the possibilities are even better. And
yeah, there is an
the super simple.
So that's how I'm utilizing your assets, Marcus. Let me show you.
This is my stick driver.
Your rigged driver, I put it in motion design. I just place it randomly somewhere. I'm using your car. And all of these glitches and, artifacts are coming from some kind of plugins that are readily available in motion design. All right, guys, thank you so much.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.